4 years ago. Does it seem that long ago?
Especially when you're building it up like that. It seems so long ago. Very scary.
Do you remember much about how you felt that night?
Oh, definitely. I think I was so excited to get out there. I mean, it had been months and months of like auditions and preparations for the whole team, you know, David Atkins, Rick Birch and everyone. And, you know, I was just praying that it wasn't too windy because I wasn't going to be able to fly if it was too windy.
Okay. What was the choice? When were you actually chosen?
I was actually chosen, it's a bit scary to say it now, but just at the beginning of September.
Like weeks, a couple of weeks before?
Yeah, a couple of weeks before. So obviously my first audition was in March and then it was, I suppose, an elimination process, I suppose you'd call it, just of flying and singing and dancing, but we never knew to the full extent of.
But did you know all the moves
role.
when you were chosen?
Only the flying moves.
Okay.
So I didn't know anything else about the singing.
You knew the flying moves?
I knew the flying, yeah. My swimming was down pat.
Really?
What about this one here?
Oh, and this one and the blanket down and the zinc. Yes, yeah.
What about the sense of wonder?
Did you like that?
I love the sense of wonder.
I'm glad you picked that one up.
I mean, in the practicality of it, what was it like that night? Did the enormity of it hit you, or were you still thinking about moves and where you got to be?
Yeah, I was still kind of thinking about my role. Obviously, I was playing a character, so I was kind of getting into the swing of it. You know, I had my harness on and I was all strapped in and everything was ready to go. And, you know, it'd been that for everyone, even backstage and that, we'd all worked together for so long that it was really like another rehearsal for us. You know, we just got out there, we were so prepared, and just got out there and strutted our stuff, I suppose.
Did you think about it in when the opening ceremony was actually going on? Did you have your out-of-body experience, or did you just...
the day went so fast, it just flew by, so I just kind of took each step as it came, and, you know, David came and spoke to me before and said good luck and everything, and then it was go, go, go. You know, I was walking out into that middle of the field.
Were you scared up there?
No, I loved it.
Really?
I miss it.
Really?
We've got a harness.
No worries.
We should, for those that do, we do genuinely have a little moment of about a few seconds of "This is Nikki" at the ceremony.
So my swimming moves are down pat.
First of all, to understand the origin of this new technology.
And 4 years later, do you remember the story? Do you understand the story?
Definitely.
Now?
I mean, just speaking with my family over the past, you know, couple of weeks about, you know, the Olympics coming up, you know, because they didn't really know anything. Well, they knew that I was flying, obviously, because of safety
And you
reasons.
had to keep it all a secret, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. And
From
I love
even your own
secrets.
family?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Well, I could have told them, but I chose not to. I wanted it to be a big surprise for them. So, yeah, just speaking about that, and over the past few weeks I've been telling them, you know, little bits and pieces of people I met, interesting people along the way, and the whole process of it, and learning the steps, and it was great.
Did they change right up to the last moment, as in, or is it pretty well set in stone?
It was pretty well set in stone.
Right.
I think all the extras had been working for about 4 years on the whole thing, but I'd only been working for a couple of weeks, so it's kind of me just fitting into place, and also...
Let's talk about this Olympics. I was amazed that when we thought about having you on this week, we rang, I would have thought that everyone would have been all over you. Were you invited to this Olympics? Or?
No, I wasn't invited, but... you know, I haven't really thought about it up to date because, you know, I've been very busy with other things. But, yeah, no, I wasn't asked, so...
What are you busy with? I assume going to kindergarten or something.
Of course. Yeah, obviously I'm doing my HSC this year, so I've got that. Just finished my trials, which was a great relief today, so...
How'd you go?
I don't know. I've got to go back to school on Monday and get the results.
We've got a surprise for you, Nikki. You actually kicked on. I mean, you could easily been forgiven for disappearing into obscurity, and you went on a stage career. You've done
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. You've been on stage with Bert, and of course, Strawberry Kisses got a fair running in our house. Are you still recording music?
For sure. I've just released my latest album called Let's Dance. So it's kind of got a mixture of a lot of remakes of old favourites of my songs and new songs that were written for the album. So, yeah, it's moving on, and obviously I'm maturing and my voice is maturing, and the whole package.
And what about that interim period? Like, you never would have thought when you were doing all of that in the opening ceremony, there is going to come a time when Australians are going to mock me and belittle me every chance they get. Like, how was that period when suddenly you became like a punchline just because everybody knew you? And how was that?
It was weird, but I suppose, you know, I grew up very quickly straight after the Olympics, and I became very aware of everything that was going to happen and a lot of people and things like that. But it was great. you know, I felt privileged that people were actually naming me on all these different shows. You know, at least I was getting mentioned. And then, as you say, all press is good press in certain ways.
One of the good things is that you survived, because we had Peter Ryan, who was the police commissioner at the time, and he said, this is before 9/11, he said one of the concerns they had was they were worried that a plane was going to be crashed into Nikki Webster.
Me on the strings.
into the thing. So was security ever mentioned back then as in contrast to now?
Never at all. I mean, that's another thing. I'm kind of glad I'm not over there, because I suppose it would ruin kind of the atmosphere, because the atmosphere was just so open and everyone was coming and going, and you know, there was security bag checks on the day, but nothing to the extent of what it would be like now.
And would you get up at 3:30 on Saturday morning to watch?
Well, it depends what time I get home on Friday, but yeah, I mean, I'd love to, but otherwise I'll be watching it on the replay at 11 o'clock.
Okay. We did better than that. That's crappy.
Yes.
Because I reckon they're keeping it a little too quiet. I reckon.
There's a rumour, someone told me the other day that there's another little girl in this.
Oh, no.
Really?
Done.
Yes.
It's already been done.
A little Greek girl with one eyebrow is just going to...
Tom, that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate.
It will not be the same.
funny.
But, well, look, thank you. It's taken us 4 years to catch up
It
with you.
has, I know.
You weren't
It's great
returning
to
our
be
calls, but we finally got through. Thank you for...
We'll get your exam results and
Oh,
send them on to
jeez.
you.
Thank you.
Post them on the website next week. But in the meantime, congratulations on 4 years ago, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank
Would you
you so
please
much.
thank Nikki Webster? Back with more after this.